Excellent. So we're going to start recording this session. And as we record this session, we're going to listen to it over and over again. And I have the singular privilege. I'm going to start sharing. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and invite upstage Dr. Benjamin Wayu. Let's give him a virtual welcome. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benga. I'd like to please confirm if you can hear me clearly.
Everyone. I can hear you clearly, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure and an honor. Good to see you again. It's always good to see you. It's a pleasure and honor to be here in front of such wonderful professionals and people that are very, very, very passionate about building themselves and doing greater things with their profession and with their ideas and with their knowledge and with their skills and abilities. So thank you so much for having me. I'd like to first of all, I would have started already, but I want to first of all give an apology. You can see I'm actually joined here with two different devices. I'm supposed to be sharing from one, but I'm having a very, very funny challenge. But I hope I can fix it up before I finish. But it's a very short time of speaking. I can assure you that pay attention. I can hold your attention, unless you really want to be somewhere else. But if you want to be here, I'm sure we can still make this work. So hopefully before my time is up, should be, but if not, you will still get value for your time. So there's this story I like to tell. There's two young boys, ever since they were boys, two young boys that are brothers. They are very, very competitive, extremely competitive, always competing with one another, always trying to outwit and outdo the other, consistently doing it over and over again. And they became old men, middle-aged men, still doing the same thing. They had left their parents' house and they were doing it, and they only had one mother. Their dad was late, and they were always trying to compete with each other to the extent that they were always also trying to win the affections of their mother by competition. So it was Christmas, and they wanted to outdo each other in getting something for their mother. So the first boy, or the first man, bought the mother a car, a brand new car she always wanted. And she was moving and eyeing over it. And of course, he made sure that his brother knew about it so that he would know that this Christmas, I really beat you to it. I didn't just get her something in a box. I didn't get her something nice. I bought her a brand new car. And so the guy thought and he was really feeling bad. That's the second brother. He was feeling, what can I do to outwit my brother? My brother bought a brand new car. Maybe it was a Tesla. So he was thinking, how can I beat this guy? This guy spent this money on buying my mother a car. So anyway, I know what I'm going to do. He went to a pet store and found out about a particular pet, a pet parrot that can actually speak 17 different languages. Imagine a pet that can speak 17 different languages. And how much is it? The guy said, I can't sell it. This is a very precious parrot. It costs $20,000. $20,000 for a parrot. He said, yes, he can speak 17 different languages. How many languages can you speak? And so he had to, well, he wants to beat his brother, can't he? His brother bought his mother a brand new car. So what did he do to outwit him, so to speak, and impress his mother? So he bought that parrot, a parrot that speaks 17 different languages for $20,000. And he sent it home to the mother because he couldn't be there himself to present it to her. And when she got it, he called her later on and found her. He called her and said, oh, Mom, how did you like that bird I sent you, that parrot I sent you? He said, oh, it was lovely. It was delicious. I enjoyed it. He said, good gracious, Mom, what did you do? You ate the parrot? She said, yes, I ate it. It was delicious. He said, Mom, that is crazy. That parrot could speak 17 different languages. You are not supposed to eat it. You're supposed to keep it as a pet. He said he can speak 17 different languages. He said, yes, it cost me a huge amount of money. He said, if he can speak 17 different languages, why didn't the parrot say anything when I was trying to kill it? Why did he just keep quiet? Why didn't he say something? You know, if you can speak and you don't, if you can communicate and you don't, you can actually end up dead in somebody's pot. If you have value and you are somewhat incapacitated in being able to communicate that value, you can end up in places that you don't want to be. What is the the use of value that cannot be communicated, that cannot be translated from yourself to others, that cannot be passed on to somebody else. The power of value is in its communication. If you have value, it is important that you are able to communicate it to those that are around you. We have so many people that are walking around with huge amount of value, but they are not able to communicate it. They say that the graveyard is the most valuable, the most rich place in the whole earth, because a lot of people went there with dreams that they never fulfilled, with ideas they never worked on, with gifts and potentials that they never used. What is the use of value if it cannot be communicated? I'd like you to think about this. What is the use of value if it cannot be communicated? If you cannot communicate your value, if you are supposed to pass across a message and you don't, that value dies with you. And we don't want value to die with you. So we want you to be able to communicate your value, that you have been able to get something and you are able to communicate it. The real power of speaking is not in itself, it's in the capacity to be able to communicate the value that comes with what you have. A great speaker is not one that has skills in speaking. A great speaker is one that is able to communicate his or her value. When Martin Luther King said, I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a country where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. That was not powerful just because of his voice. It wasn't powerful just because of his intonation. It wasn't powerful just because of the use of his skills in rhetoric. No, that was not the power of that speech. The power was in his capacity to be able to communicate value, the beauty, the ingenuity, the thoughtfulness of his thinking, of his philosophy, being able to pass it across from himself to hundreds of thousands of people in different places, right in front of him, and even to generations after, up till today. The power of communication is in being able to pass across what you know, what you have, what you can do to somebody else. So here it is now. You have been able to acquire a huge amount of knowledge. You've been able to learn something valuable. You've been able to extend yourself and express yourself and use your ideas, your hands, your thoughts, your ingenuity, everything about you to be able to build capacity, to be able to build value. You've learned some skills that are useful for you, that you can use in your profession, around you, and extend yourself further. But if you cannot communicate it in whatever way possible, then that value dies with you. This, my friends, is the power of communication. Communication is not powerful in itself. It is in the value that it can communicate. It is in the value that it can pass across, as it were. If we are able to take this idea from myself and push it to you, then I have been able to communicate my value. So, how? Why should you communicate your value? Why should you communicate your value? How can you communicate your value? Why is it so important for you as an individual, as a professional, to move from a person that just has value to one that communicates it? Now, you have to understand something very, very important, that it is possible that you're in a place where you are learning and somebody is beating you in that same area of learning. And that's something to think about. There's something called chunking in learning. Now, chunking in learning is very, very interesting. Chunking in learning is what happens when you're learning something and in a short period of time, you're able to do extremely more than the average person. Now, this was something Matthew Syed wrote about in his book, and he made a very, very, very interesting observation. So here you have a bunch of letters, maybe B, C, D, E, F, G, Q, Y, R, S, just a bunch of letters, 13, sorry, not letters, words. Oh, no, letters, yes, not words, letters. And he wrote those letters, like 13 letters. And the statement was very simple. If you as an individual, any average person, let me just say, okay, we don't have average people here. We have above average people here. So maybe if we say somebody that is not here, an average person looks at those 13 letters, most people cannot give you or memorize those letters beyond the first 5 or the first 6 or 7 letters. There are 13, but you can't remember all of them. They are jumbled up. They're not exactly the same. So whether they are letters or they are numbers, most people can't remember beyond the first 5 letters or the first 5 numbers. Now, they had an experiment. They did an experiment where they got somebody that was an average person, that didn't have great mental capacity, and they were able to teach that person how and coach that person how to memorize numbers very, very quickly. So that same person was able to memorize 13 numbers, 13 figures like that. Or not like that anyway. They would call each number one after the other in a few seconds. And after they called those numbers, that guy was able to recite them. Now they picked him for his average ability. They didn't pick him because he was smart or he was great or he did well in school and all that. They picked him as an average person and they coached him towards it. And that fellow was able to memorize those numbers after a period of coaching. Why? It was done to prove a certain kind of learning, which is called chunking. In chunking, you are able to learn and actually get large sums, or did I say large amounts of information, because you're consistently doing something. To the extent that you don't even know that you know something, because you've been involved in learning that thing over and over and over and over again. So this is what you see when a nurse that is well trained, or rather that is very experienced, that has been working for like what, 20, 40, 30 years. She looks at somebody and just tells the person, you're about to have a heart attack. Let's go to the hospital right now. The person is fine. It looks good. It looks okay, but she has seen something. Even she can't tell exactly what she has seen. And she's so sure that this fellow is going to have a heart attack. And when they check in, they will say, if this fellow did not arrive here this time, if he had spent just 5 more minutes, he would have had a heart attack and he would have died. That lady was able to do that because of chunking. She has had a large amount of information and she's able to process it. Her mind works like a computer, so to speak, because of all that she's able to acquire over a long period of time. Do you know that there are some hairdressers that can hold the hair of a woman and say, oh, madam, you are pregnant? How did they know that? They have been working with hair for so long that they can touch and feel somebody's hair and say, oh, this person is pregnant. And 99% of the time, they are usually right. Chunking. My mother is not a trained veterinarian or animal husbandry person, but she used to keep chickens. And many days before those chickens will have an episode, my mother would say, these chickens are going to have a problem. How did she know? She had been keeping chickens for such a long time that she was able to chunk large amounts of information, and she was able to predict what will happen over a period of time. And she was almost always correct. So that if she says something is going to happen, in a few days, you begin to see the signs. So before the signs even show up, she starts treating, or she starts preventing, or she starts doing certain things. You are competing. You are either that person that is chunking, or you are competing with a sense of people that are chunking up information over and over again. And I'm asking you the question, what amount of value do you have? And what amount of value do you need to communicate? Now, if you have so much information and you're competing with people that have so much information, the issue really at hand now over time is who is going to be able to communicate their value early enough to get the attention of the world, to get the attention of their bosses, to get the attention of their colleagues, and make use of what they know to make changes. Who knows what to say to that man that is about to have a heart attack and save a life because they need to say it? Who knows what to do, how to communicate what they know so that something changes? I am aware, I heard anyway about a doctor that knew that somebody was dying, and the persons that were trying to help him were actually not helping him. They were actually killing him. And he's a doctor. He knew what to do. But because he was such an introvert and did not like to hurt people's feelings, he watched that person die. He had to live with that on his conscience, that some people were doing the wrong thing and he knew the right thing, but he watched that person die because he didn't want to hurt their feelings. There's a phenomenon that they have been dealing with in Japan where they have respect, honor towards those that are their seniors, those that are older than them, those that are more experienced than them, to the extent that we have pilots, professionals that watch people die or put themselves in conditions where people were going to lose their lives or lose something valuable, and they would not say anything. because of the honor and the respect they had for those that were ahead of them. Value is useless if communicated. All that you have been able to chunk up and know can become completely useless if you are not able to communicate it. It is about communication. It's about being able to communicate your value, because all the value that you have can remain and die with you. And we don't want that to happen. Now, one of the things I do most of the time is I coach people in public speaking and communication skills, personal skills, public speaking skills, sometimes emotional intelligence, sometimes critical thinking, different areas of personal development, but mostly public speaking. And a lot of times, we have people that are retirees, people that are in their 60s, their 70s, even in their 80s, that are trying to learn about public speaking and communication skills. Why did it take so long for somebody in his 60s, his 70s, and his 80s to begin to learn about public speaking? It's because they had chunked up so much value. They know so much. They can look at a thing and know how to diagnose a problem. But here they are, they have retired. They are supposed to be consultants, but they cannot speak. They are supposed to be consultants. They have so much knowledge. They have chunked up so much information. Over time, they know what to do. They just need to touch a thing. They just need to see it once. They don't just look at the numbers and the data, and they can predict what will happen 5, 10, 50 years from now. But they can't speak. So they have to come to us to train them. And I tell people, you can run from public speaking, but you can't hide. Oh, you can run as fast as you want to, but you can't hide. It's only a matter of time before you learn that you have to be able to communicate your value. Now, thankfully, in the world that we live in today, there are very vast numbers of ways that you can communicate. You can communicate in writing, in emails, in letters, in messages, and so on and so forth. You can send letters, you can write emails, you can write essays, you can do a lot of writing. And even in speaking, as we are on the call here, some people will not put on their microphones. They will just chat so that they can communicate. And to a great extent, they will be able to pass across some messages. Some may not chat. They may actually speak up, but they will not put on their video so that you don't see their faces. They feel like they are not going to communicate well if you can see their faces. If you can see them, something's going to happen. And all of us tend to think that we have one kind of shortcoming or the other when it has to do with speaking. But thankfully, like I said, there are vast ways of communicating. And when we're able to master all these areas of communicating, we can actually improve ourselves one way or the other. If you can master your writing, if you can master your communicating through emails, through messages, and so on and so forth, it does great things for you. But ladies and gentlemen, one of the best things you can master is your capacity to be able to speak, just to speak. And speaking is not an end, it is a means to an end. It is a means to an end, no matter who you are. No matter even if you're somebody that works with code completely, you're always coding. There will always come a time when you need to speak. And that is why you can run from public speaking, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide. Now, I say this, that no matter who you are, you will always need to be able to speak, to be able to communicate your value. Vis-a-vis, or after you have been able to master every other form of communication, you've been able to write, you've been able to pass emails, etc. Master all these things, fantastic. But I want you to think about and to work on being able to speak. Now, think about your best speaker. Excuse me. Think about your best speaker. Who's your best speaker? If you think about somebody that speaks well and you want to say, oh, this person speaks so well, I love the way this person speaks, who's your best speaker? Can you type in the chat box who your best speaker is? Just type in the chat box. It could be a politician, it could be a preacher, it could be a community leader. I don't care. Just think about your best speaker. Just type. Let me see some names in the chat box. Who's your best speaker? When you hear that person speak, they will always get your attention. You always want to listen to them. Oh, you say when you hear them speak, you're like, oh, I wish I could speak like so-and-so. I wish I could speak like Dr. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, Pastor so-and-so. Obama, I would have been shocked if I did not see the name Barack Obama. President Barack Obama, one of the most prolific speakers. Wole Soyinka, thank you so much. I like that. The Nobel laureate, Wole Soyinka, your best speaker. So I have 2 names so far. Can I get 2 more? Simon Sinek, yeah, I like that. Not a very popular one. Busi Tembekwayo. Yes, Busi Tembekwayo. I have 5 more minutes, so I have to complete what I'm doing. So when you think about thank you guys for your names. Professor Yemi Osibanjo, yes, I like it. Thank you, I'm well done. Thank you very much. When you think of these fantastic speakers have 2 things, just 2 things in common. No matter who they are, they have 2 things in common. And I'll name those 2 things. They are I and S. I and S. I and S is. I is, you is, we is, they is, we all is. I and S stands for 2 things, integrity and skill. Integrity and skill. What do I mean by integrity? What do I mean by skill? I'll start with skill. Skill is the everyday things that you need to use consistently to be able to become a better speaker. If you can handle a hammer, no matter who you are, you're a male, you're a female, you're from Nigeria, you're from Japan. If you can handle a hammer and you know how to hit a nail, it's a skill that you can develop that makes you a good carpenter any day. So a skill is speaking, is something that you can handle. What is it? Maybe the use of your voice, maybe the use of your posture, maybe the use of your body language generally, maybe the use of stories and illustrations. Those are skills. Anybody can work on their skills. Anybody can improve on their skills. So there are certain skills to speaking. It can be almost anything in the area of how you use your voice, how you use your body, how you use your mouth, how you use your face, how you use your hands. All these things come to play in the skills. I have a dream that one day my 4 little children is a different kind of speaking compared to I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will, if they can live in a country where they will not, one of them is far more proficient than the other. That, my friends, is what we call skill. But aside from skill, which I don't have time to talk about, there's what we call integrity. Integrity. And what is integrity? I'll walk and speak to you about integrity, and then I'm sure you can work on building your skills later. Integrity, it means for me 4 things. Integrity comes from the root word to be, to have stability, to be able to stand. Whatever has integrity can stand, so to speak. You can say a chair or a table has integrity. It means it can stand. It means it's stable. Okay, so that's where the word integrity comes from. Okay, so what does it mean? What makes you stable? What makes you proficient? What makes you able to be able to live from one day to the next, What makes you a stable person? It's not just about honesty. It's part of it. Honesty is a virtue. It's a value. Integrity in the sense of values, as far as being able to be honest and straightforward is concerned, is a great value. But that's not all. Okay? What makes one have integrity? It's your knowledge, it's your experience, it's your passion, and it's your values. That is the composition for integrity for me. You can define it how you want. It's your knowledge, it's your knowledge, it's your experience, it's your passion, and it's your values. What do you know? What you know is more important than what you don't know. We tend to worry about what we don't know more than what we know. So when we stand in front of people to speak, we're thinking about, oh, these people know more than me. But what you know is far more important than what you don't know. If you want to cross the ocean, you don't get the tools for the ocean inside the ocean. You don't get the tools to build a boat in the ocean. You get them on land where you are. What is with you is more important than what is away from you. The knowledge you have is more important than the knowledge that you don't have, because you can use the knowledge you have to get what you don't have. So value what you know. Whenever people stand to speak, when Osibanjo, Obama stand to speak, they're not thinking about what they don't know. They're thinking about what they know. Experience. What have you experienced? Everybody's experience counts, and everybody's experience is different. Even twins don't see the world the same way. So your experience counts. Oh, I've not been to many countries. I've only been in Nigeria. My friend, there is an experience you've had in Nigeria, in that corner of Nigeria, that is completely different from anybody that has been to the US. That is the reason why MSMEs that were developed by who? Grameen Bank, Mohammed Yunus in not Pakistan, what's the name of their country again? Okay, let me not forget. Bangladesh, yes, in Bangladesh. Why was he able to develop it? Why didn't it come from the US? Because the uniqueness of problems in Bangladesh produced experiences that makes us have ideas and solutions that nobody else can have. Your experiences matter. Passion. What is your passion? What do you love? What do you hate? What makes you angry? What makes you excited? Whenever you bring that into speaking, it changes speaking entirely because people are addicted and attracted to passion. Passion is infectious. So anyone that comes in with passion in their speaking always gets our attention. That's why when he says, I have a dream with passion, it means something that says, I have a dream that one day that we will. No. There's a passion involved that makes it a difference. So what's your knowledge? What's your experience? What's your passion? What are your values? If you stand for something, you can. If you don't stand for something, you can fall for anything. People respect those that stand for something. There are times we will listen to a person, not because they are good at speaking, but because we can trust them. So what are your values? Knowledge, experience, passion, values, all come together, in my own opinion, to form what I call integrity. If you have that, you will be somebody that speaks differently. And it's something that anyone can build. It's what Obama has. It's what Sibanjo has. It's what late Prime Minister of the UK had. The point is very simple. It is something you can build. Integrity and skill. You can start with integrity and you can build on your skills and you can communicate your values. Don't be silent. Don't be shut down. Don't allow anybody to shut you up. Communicate your value. Don't die with your values. Communicate it consistently. Work on it, build it, and continue to do so. And we will see you at the top. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was fantastic. Fantabulous. Oh my goodness. I was expecting to read something in the chat. Any feedback for our keynote speaker? Thank you so much, Dr. Benjamin Wayo, an international speaking champion. We appreciate you. Thank you. Now we know we need to communicate our value. Wow. We cannot underestimate that. It is very, very important. It is not negotiable. We need to communicate our values. Thank you so much. That is Dr. Benjamin Wayo sharing with us from his wealth of experience. And I know that a lot of us have gained so much. I saw some jottings over there in the chat box. Okay, I saw a lot of appreciation, applause. Thank you so much, sir. And you promised that you said you were going to get our attention for that duration of time you are speaking. If you're not going to be projecting, and you did that. Thank you so much, sir. All right, so I think that is the end of that session. We need to move to Dr. Benjamin Wayo is done speaking. I do not envisage any question because we need to move on to the next thing. I think we should just leave a word of appreciation. Let us appreciate him. Okay, let's just drop a word of appreciation of what we gained from his session. Let's do that on the chat box so that we can get a real-time feedback of how his words impacted us and some of the things we're going to be running with. I learned so much about chunking. Oh my goodness. But I've always known that if you are good and people don't know that you are good, you are not good. So that our graduates will know. One of the things we are telling you is so that you can communicate your value. You have learned a lot of things. You have the integrity. You have the knowledge of Python. You have gone through this entire process. You are not a pushover. You have all the requisite skill to analyze with Python, to show your skills anywhere in the world. It is now left to you to be able to communicate that value to whoever needs to listen and watch you speak. Okay, so thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for that wonderful, inspiring. Okay, thank you for reminding us. Excellent. So I'm so happy. So the next thing we want to do now, for the purpose of people that are visiting, our guests, people that are in the core that are following these guys, I think we need to listen to the people that are graduating. I'm sure they have some reflections. So what we're going to be doing now is to set up a panel session. I think these guys should be, let me see, I should be able to, if they're all cool. Yeah, if they're, yeah, okay. So Elvis, you might have to come on video if you are video ready. Adewale, please come on video if you are video ready. Abigail, come on video if you are video ready. Let us see, it's not easy. Bright is looking at them and say, oh my goodness. These people are feeling that intensive. Okay, I saw Finn. Where's Finn? Okay. Am I seeing Finn? My eyes is seeing double. I think Finn is not here. Okay. Finn is not here. Okay, great. So we have Elvis here. We have Adewale here. We have, okay, great. So what is going to happen is that we have some set of questions we want to ask these individuals. Dr. Chinyere Edidichukwu is one of the new cohort that is going to start their journey today. She's going to be part of the R cohort. You are welcome. And I believe that this particular segment will be helpful to you. Bright, who is doing exceptionally well in the present cohort, I believe that you are going to also learn from them. People that are visiting, I'm sure you will learn from these individuals' story because they've been able to pass through the furnace of fire. Oh, okay. Let me see. I have two gentlemen and a lady here. All right. Let me see. I think I can also, since let me see if I can pin myself. I can have myself as a pin. Okay, great. So that, yeah. All right. So let me ask the lady first. All right, Abigail. So you signed up for this cohort, I think probably maybe on the last day. I'm sure you did not think twice, you just signed up for it. So looking at the first few weeks, when you started when you signed up for the program, and you got into the program and you saw the structure of the program, because I'm not sure you are aware of the structure of the program before you joined the program. So looking at your first week in the program, how did you feel when you began the course? Python, how did you feel when you began Python and you entered the first phase of the learning? All right. You can unmute. You are unmuted. Abigail, are you? Okay, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Yeah, my name is Abigail. Okay, I have to say that when I got to know about this program was early January, yes. I think after the New Year celebration. Uh it's been a while I left Nigeria, so most of the time my Nigeria number is not active. So I just dropped the phone somewhere. But during the holiday, I was scrolling through WhatsApp status and everything. Then I saw Mr. Benga posted the training on his WhatsApp updates. And I was like, oh, I have interest in learning Python because I tried to learn Python like 2 years ago. It was not successful. So and because I've worked with Mr. Benga before, I just trusted that for him to put this program on his WhatsApp status, then it's something that he can vouch for. So I didn't chat him up. I didn't send any message. I just signed up. It was when I got the confirmation email and the link and everything that I got to know that he was the one that was anchoring the program. So, yeah, it's just because I have confidence in what he can do. I've worked with him, for some time, and I know that, he's someone that has a very, that I can vouch for his integrity.
Wow, thank you so much.
So,
I think that's good. You hit the nail on the head, and I'm happy that you were able to get into the program.
yeah,
After 2 years of doing it before,
yeah,
you now signed up eventually, and you have done 10 weeks.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not after 2 years of doing it, after 2 years of attempting to do it.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, because it was not successful. It was so complicated. I just couldn't yeah, I was stuck.
Wow.
The learning, yeah, because I was still discussing with a friend today that the way the learning was is not for someone that is like a beginner. So it was so complex, and yeah, I've always heard people say, "Oh, Python is difficult." I've seen people sign for Python and yeah, stopped midway. So now when I saw, oh, this is coming from someone I trusted, I signed and I saw that it was the one that is going to be taking us. It built my confidence, and I was determined that okay, no matter the challenge, I'm trusting this process and I'm going to overcome any of the yeah of the fear of the challenges that I've encountered before.
So have you surmounted it? Have you do you think you are competent in Python now?
Well, right now,
Yeah.
I will be truthful to myself.
Okay.
I'm so proud of what I've achieved so far.
Mm-hmm.
I know that yeah, there is more because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we there are changing everything change every time. So
Mm-hmm.
I know there is still things for me to learn, but the fact that I've even been able to create a dashboard, which is a final yeah for us to be able to be seen as yeah a data analyst with Python,
Mm-hmm.
I feel so confident that yeah, I've done something good, something great for myself, and I'm proud of
Wow.
how far I've
Congratulations.
come.
Congratulations. I'm happy to hear that from you. Excellent. All right. I think that's loaded and that's good. Somebody will be encouraged there. So let me go to Elvis. Actually, great. So Elvis joined the program with a lot of enthusiasm, but a lot of skepticism because he had never coded before. Elvis said, it's like, is it possible for him to code? So, but something shifted, and then Elvis became somebody that people were not trying to catch up with. Someone that came in with a lot of doubts, that never done a single coding before. So during the training, what aspect of the learning process actually helped you the most? What shifted? How did you summon that courage and that belief was in fact, I was scared for him that this guy wants to finish the curriculum in 2 days. All right. So what was the learning experience that transformed everything for you and that helped you so much? Despite the fact that you're very busy, working in a different continent and then doing a lot of things. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Benga. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from where you're joining from. Thanks for the opportunity to share my experience, and I'm hoping that by the end of today, it's going to motivate someone who is either about to start, already enrolled in the program, as well as probably a bit skeptical as I was. And it's very true. When I joined, I come from an era where we used SPSS, and coming from a country or joining a country here in Europe where they were already using different other kinds of programs like Python, R, it really sort of came to me that I need to upgrade my skills in terms of data analysis. That's a package that I was not using initially. And so after joining, I think there was a lot of things that really helped shape my learning. And I like SI analytics because it brings an element of different aspects. So there was a combination of structured workshops, hands-on exercises and practices that we use instead of just learning the theory, which was also provided. We were constantly applying what we learned through practice, task, and assignment. And then also the teaching style was also very supportive, and the opportunity also to interact with our peers made the learning process much more engaging and collaborative. So just to summarize, there were multiple formats that currently are being used. And I think each of them are powerful in their own way, and I managed to use each and every one of them to help me build my skills from zero to, I can say right now, I'm very much comfortable, just like my colleague, in building a dashboard from someone who was totally green in using Python. So let me stop here and back to you, Benga.
Wow, excellent. I'm so happy for you because eventually you got more than you bargained for. Your doubts transformed to competence. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. I believe this is not where you're stopping with your learning will end. I believe you continue to learn, you continue to grow, you continue to be a part of the community, so that you continue to advance in your career. Congratulations. So let me ask Adewale. I know Adewale is a very busy guy who works in a donor-funded environment where there is a timing deadline for reporting. So this guy, the way he came into S Analytics was that I think it was on the YouTube. Most likely he paid for a Power BI training early in January. He did not get the real value. He was now trying to help the training. So he now came across a free training by S Analytics on Power BI. But he missed the first class, but he watched the video even before every other person in the live class to complete their assignment. And then he messaged and said he wants to be part of the second class. And then he completed the last 3 classes for Power BI. I think because of what this guy saw in the Power BI training, and he had attempted to learn Python a couple of times. That was not successful. On the last day of registration for Python, this guy messaged and then he registered for Python. And you are so busy, a lot of responsibilities. How are you able to stay committed despite the heavy load, tight deadlines to complete the program? Because at least you completed the first 9 modules comfortably. I think the only thing that is left for you is for you to just deliver your capstone. But you've satisfied all the assignments, satisfied all the code alongs, watch all the videos. You are competent. In fact, the way you teach people that the other code that coming behind you, some people say, this guy looks like one of the instructors. All right, Adewale, how are you able to juggle everything together? You can unmute your mic. What happened? No. What?
Yeah,
what?
Thank you so
okay,
much. You can't hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. Thank you so much. Good evening, good morning, everyone. So I would say, just like you said, what struck me with S Analytics was the ease and the clarity you guys bring on board, especially for the Power BI class. It was a free one, but I could say that the value I got from those 4 classes, they were more than the classes I paid for. Of course, I'll finish the course, but I will still not grab enough value to be proud enough to say I can do these basic things. But coming for a free course, and I got so much. And I'm like, I now saw that the advert, but just like my colleague said, it was too complex. But I realized that, of course, I knew Dr. Benga, even though he may not know me when he was still up to. So enjoying the value that the Power BI class brought on board and seeing this, I'm like, of course, I'm sure I'll be able to get so much value from the Python class. And truth be told, it has been, how will I call it now? It has been a wonderful time. The last 10 weeks now, I'm not the same again. And to be able to juggle everything, I think why that are proficient at Python, I've seen what they can do. And I know that in this in this field of mine, it is, even though I am majorly on monitoring and evaluation, I realize that the people that are leading in monitoring and evaluation in data analysis, and of course, I don't want to remain where I am. I want to lead project also, and I've seen people leading projects. Of course, they said the best way to learn is we're able to use that, and I have to commit myself. I stay back in at work sometimes to practice and make submissions, and even when I'm at home, I try to seclude myself late into the night, very early. My assignment submissions, sometimes they are very late or very early hours of the morning before I commit myself to my daily work. But it's been a nice 9 weeks. There's still long way to go, but of course, with this foundation, I am so sure that I have the right tools to forge ahead. Thank you for now.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. I think so. Your internet was a bit choppy. I hope people got all the stuff that they wanted to get from you, but congratulations to you. We got the sacrifice, the how you stayed back at work, how you stayed back late in the night so that you can complete your task and then turn it in, so that people who are in the cohort coming in can know that you actually have a part to play to be able to successfully build competence in this area. I don't know if Fin is able to speak, and if you can be on video. You can be on video. Fin, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. So Fin is one AI young lady. So what I want to hear from you is so I'm looking at what I want to hear from you now is what aspect of this training helped you the most as in your learning? Because at some point I thought you were lacking behind before, but one particular, maybe 2 weeks, Finn just picked up and then she just she just started completing her projects, and before you know it, she was up to task with everybody, and she was lagging behind for like about 3 weeks. But in just 2 weeks, everything changed, and then she caught up with everyone. And although she still believes that the thing is harder than it looks, because one of the things they always say that this thing is looking simple, but I'm not sure this thing is simple. Finny, over to you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
The aspect of the class that helped me the most would definitely be the workshops. The fact that we could work together. It was easier and faster for me to learn because I could point out errors whenever another person has issues. I remember that, okay, this person said this. So when I'm facing that issue, I just reflect back to that moment. Another aspect would be the YouTube recordings. So I can always trace back, even if I forget, I can always trace back to that. It was actually always helpful. And I can always go back and watch as many times. So I don't have to be disturbing people. And yeah, so that was what really worked for me.
Oh, excellent. Great. I'm happy. So let's close this so that we can move on to other things. Thank you, everyone. But everybody will have to say something. So for someone who is thinking of signing up for this program, or someone that has already signed up that wants to start, so I want you to all individually, let's start from Abigail to Adewale to Elvis, then to Finye. What advice would you give them so that you help them to succeed in this program? So that those people can listen. Yeah. What advice will you give them? Yeah. Abigail, you can start. What advice that will work for you, that can work for them? Great.
Well, the first one is you have to have the I can do it mentality. It's not going to get simpler. It's not going to get easier. But if you have it at the back of your mind, that I signed up for this for a purpose. So any challenge that you face, only think about the purpose in which you signed up for the program. And that is going to guide you through it. Because, we all are working class. We all have families, we all have conflicting issues, and yes, and at a point you get tired. We all do get tired, but you just have to encourage yourself.
Okay, never
Yeah.
give up.
And you also have to make use of all the resources that you have. Like Finn said, the videos are there. I cannot count the number of times I have to go back to a particular video and watch and watch and watch until it becomes a part of me. I've already dedicated these 10 weeks for Python, and I'm going to face it no matter the challenge. Sometimes I come back because at the point I couldn't use my office laptop anymore. I had to use my own personal laptop. So because of that, all the few times, 30 minutes, 20 minutes I had in the office were not there anymore. But when I get home, after settling my kids and everybody, I go back to the system. I do it for me. I do it for my kids. You have to just find something to motivate you to keep going. So that is the advice I have for you.
All right. Well done. Thank you for giving that advice. I know that Bright and Dr. Chinwe, they are all taking copious notes. Excellent. So, Finn, it's like you want to speak, right? Okay, great. Okay, Finn wants to wait for a turn. Adewale, so what advice will you give to somebody who wants to succeed in the program? So we have two people that I can see that are actually already in the program, but they need somebody to inspire them. They need inspiring words to keep them going. Yeah.
Okay, I had to put off my video to see whether my network could be better.
I think it's better now. Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me, sir.
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear us too?
All right. So, yes, I can. Just like Abigail said, it doesn't get easier. And of course, they will say that a gentle ocean does not make a great ship. So if you're looking for something that is easy, I think that would be very wrong of you. So just know that this is a powerful skill that once you learn and you are proficient at, the sky is the starting point. You're not just going to be a data analyst for your company. You are going to be a global data analyst, irrespective of the field. And it goes beyond else. It goes beyond just data analysis. It cuts across all fields: engineering, science, health, finance, even marketing and design. It's a global citizen. So it goes beyond job, trying to secure a job, to more of like career security. So you are covered, sort of. So, and that is why I am not giving up on myself for this. Yeah. So that's just my advice. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Adewale. So I can see that people are gaining a lot of things from the insight they're sharing. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Adewale. Let's go to Elvis. Any advice? What advice will you give them so that they can succeed in the program and make the best use of this opportunity?
Yeah, thank you. My advice would be to stay consistent and practice. I think that was my I think that's one of the greatest advice I can provide. Just like my colleagues have said, I think I approach it a little bit different, because programming and data analysis, for me, I wouldn't use the word challenging, not easy, but it's challenging. And when you apply it on a regular basis, when you learn it frequently and you are ready to face the challenge, then it also becomes interesting. So for me, I was hungry to learn more, and I didn't see it as an issue, but rather as a challenge to help me build myself every day. And also the other thing, don't be afraid to ask questions or collaborate with others in the program. The more engaging you are, the more value you will get from the experience. Right now, the SI Analytics and Benga team have even gone further and developed platforms where you could quickly share any difficulties that you're encountering, and you will be surprised. Even before you finish pressing enter, a response is already there to guide you on what to do next. So don't be afraid of asking questions and engaging with other like-minded people who are hungry to learn this programming. Thank you.
Excellent. Consistency is the mark of a true champion, which you have actually deployed and worked for you. So those people that were still begging to join the Discord channel, I think you should go ahead and join the Discord channel. So the channel he actually referred to is the Discord channel that's been shared with you. You see to your email, click the link and join this Discord channel, the channel. Right? Dr. Chinyere, join the Discord channel for your team so that you guys can collaborate, you can share your idea, you can quickly get support and response to anything that needs to be resolved for you. And Fini, what advice will you give from your own perspective and experience? Next, over to you.
Okay. I would say to be present in class, have your mind in class during that period, so that when you are doing your lessons or workshop, you can always remember something, if not all, but that muscle memory guides you through your work. And also to have an open mind to it. So if you put a wall in front of you, you feel like you cannot get it. But if you have an open mind, you'll still be willing to go ahead and just try till you get it.
All right, great, excellent. Thank you everyone for coming. I'm sure that Dr. Ben Wayo is going to be very happy with you guys because he just taught us how to communicate the value and is now happy that all our graduates are able to communicate excellently about some of the things they've learned in the class, about some of the things that has helped them, and they'll be able to even give nuggets for people that are coming behind so that they can follow in the footsteps and become champions like them. Congratulations. We are wishing you all the best. We believe that the sky is your starting point. There's no limits for you guys. Congratulations. So I think we'll be done with this segment of today's. Let's give them a round of applause, everybody that is listening. Thank you, our faculty. I can see Tayo Daniel, who has been very supportive. Well done. Congratulations. You guys are the best. Okay, let me try and see this. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. So let's go back to our agenda and look at what is left so that we can, okay, let me see. Okay, great. I think I'm here. Okay, okay, myself, let's do this. All right, let's see what we have left on our agenda for today. Excellent. It was good discussing with you and getting from your mind. So great. So these are okay. So let me do a quick announcement. So this one is closed. This one has started. So then if you have anybody that you think will benefit, I'm not sure our guests are remaining here. So there's no opportunity to join this again. This one is already sealed. The pre-work for this is starting today for the March-April cohort. It's strictly R. So this R for data analysis and visualization. But the only one that is open for enrollment is going to be the April to June, which is a Q2 cohort, and it's strictly Python. So if it is not Python, if it's Python that you want, then this is the best for you, and it's on Fridays. And it's going to start. So if you know somebody that this will benefit, you can go to any of our social media platform. You see the flyer. You can share with them. I'm sure this will also very soon will hit the WhatsApp group, the Discord channel, so that I can broadcast and let people also benefit from this. Okay. So for the person that is asking for the Discord channel, I think you should open your mind to the announcement, and I think announcements will come to your emails, and then you'll be able to join. So please don't overlook the emails that come out from S Analytics. They can be very helpful and give you the valuable information that you need. So I think with that, we are done except you need to do any troubleshooting. This brings us to the end of today's activity. Thank you everyone for joining. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful. Thank you for guest Omolara. Guest Omolara, if you are not shy, do you think you want to meet us? Do you want us to meet you? How did you get to learn about this event? And what are you looking forward to? Because for you to have joined, probably maybe something struck you in the invitation. Or were you invited by somebody in this place? If you are there, you can unmute your mic and then you can speak. Congratulations to everyone. Yeah, I can see congratulations from Bade. Bade, thank you so much for the support. Okay, I think Omalara's mic is not muted. It's on. Let me see. Is she there? Does she want to speak? Okay. If not, I think with that, we can stop recording and then we can go back to our Python things. Because I know we have some Python people around that want to troubleshoot. Thank you so much for coming, Dr. Benjamin Wayo. We appreciate you. We are so grateful for you adding color to this, and then congratulations to all the people that completed. Yeah, any info about the data platform? Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, so I'll stop recording. So officially we are done for today, but now we'll be attending to some questions. Have a great evening. Yeah, let's attend to